Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're talking about a brand new digital lock. But this isn't just any lock. It's designed to protect us, our entire digital world, from a key that doesn't even exist yet. A key that, one day, could unlock everything.
So, yeah, how do you build a lock for a computer that doesn't even exist? It sounds like something out of science fiction, right? But this is the fundamental question that cryptographers are tackling right now. And the answer? Well, it's this amazing story of proactive defense. It's a global race to secure our digital lives before the walls come crashing down.
All right, so let's get right into it. To really get why the new solution is so important, you first have to understand the threat. And to do that, we need to talk about the invisible digital locks that we all use. Every single day, without even thinking about it.
Okay, so what are these things? Well, think of a digital signature like an unforgeable, high-tech wax seal for the internet. Seriously, every time you update your phone, buy something online, send a secure email, one of these little seals is behind the scenes, guaranteeing that what you're getting is the real deal. And their strength? It comes from being built on math problems that are so incredibly hard, even the world's fastest supercomputer would take like billions of years to crack one. But here's the catch. A new kind of computer threatens to break all of those locks. The villain in our story? It's something called a cryptographically relevant quantum computer. And no, this isn't anything like your laptop or your phone. We're talking about a theoretical machine that, once it's built at a big enough scale, will just think differently. It'll process information in a totally new way, making those impossibly hard math problems, well, surprisingly easy. And this right here, this is the core of the problem. You see that? The very foundation of our current security, those super hard math problems like integer factorization, they just so happen to be the exact kind of puzzle that quantum computers will be amazing at solving. It's like finding out that a master key for every lock in the world exists, and one day someone's going to build a machine that knows exactly how to use it. All of today's public key crypto, pretty much obsolete overnight. So you can see why they call it a potential crypto apocalypse. With that threat looming, the world's top experts knew they couldn't just sit around and wait. So they got to work. Led by the U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology, you'll hear them called NIST, they kicked off this massive, global search for a new kind of lock, one that's quantum-proof. And just look at this timeline. This was not an overnight fix. We're talking about a process that started all the way back in 2016. NIST put out a call to cryptographers all over the world. Send us your best ideas for quantum-resistant algorithms. They got 82 submissions, and then began this intense, years-long public showdown where the entire global cryptography community tried to hack, crack, and break every single one, just to see which ones would survive. And the mission was crystal clear. You can see it right in this quote from the standard itself. They were looking for something that would protect sensitive information well into the foreseeable future, even after quantum computers become a thing. This had to be a long-term fix. And after all that testing, one of the winners that emerged, the one we're focusing on today, was an algorithm called Sphinx Plus. Which brings us to the hero of our story, the new standard itself. It's called FIPS 205. Now, the full name is a mouthful, the Stateless Hash-Based Digital Signature Standard. So we're just going to call it SLH-DSA for short. This is it. This is the official standard, built on that winning Sphinx Plus algorithm. So what makes it so special? Well, the genius here is that it completely sidesteps the kind of math that quantum computers are good at. Instead, it's built on something called hash functions. The unbake-the-cake analogy is perfect. Imagine a blender. You can throw in any ingredients you want. A document, a picture, a whole movie, and it whirs it all up into a unique, fixed-size smoothie, a digital fingerprint. But there's no way you can take that smoothie and get your original ingredients back. It's a one-way street. And the really crucial part, we're pretty sure this one-way street is a dead end for quantum computers too. And what about that word stateless? That's super important too. It basically means the algorithm has no memory. Every single time it creates a signature, it's like it's doing it for the very first time. It's a clean slate, a fresh start. And that makes it incredibly reliable and way, way harder to mess with. So, how does it use these hash functions to build this new digital fortress? Well, this is where it gets really cool. Okay, so the real magic of this new standard is in its architecture. It's not just one simple lock. No, it's this incredibly ingenious layered structure. They call it a hypertree, and it's how these new quantum-proof signatures are built. All right, I know this looks complicated, but stick with me because it's actually brilliant. It's all about layers of trust. So let's start at the bottom.
You have your message, and it gets signed by a system called FORS. That's your first seal of approval. But how do we trust that seal? Well, the key for FORS is signed by another system, Watts Plus. So Watts Plus is vouching for FORS. Okay, but how do we trust Watts Plus? Well, its key is authenticated by an even more powerful structure called an XMSS tree. You see the pattern? Each layer vouches for the one below it, creating this unbreakable chain of trust. And it all goes up and up until you reach a single master public key at the very top of this massive hypertree. Okay, so we've gone through some pretty technical stuff, but why does any of this actually matter to you and me? The bottom line is this. This is not some theoretical academic exercise. This new standard is being put in place right now to protect the absolute core functions of our entire digital world. And when I say everything, I mean everything. We're talking about the software updates that get pushed to your phone or your car. We're talking about electronic funds transfers, the data you store, even just your email. This standard is designed to be the new foundation of trust for all of it, including protecting sensitive government information. It's a huge deal. So really what we're looking at here is a massive, coordinated effort to patch a vulnerability in our digital foundation before the earthquake even hits. This standard is one of the first, most critical steps to future-proof the trust and integrity that our entire online world depends on. We're getting ready for the next few decades. So the quantum age is coming. There's no doubt about it. And the big question is, will our digital foundation be strong enough to hold? Well, thanks to this kind of incredible, forward-thinking work, the answer is looking more and more like a yes. We're building that new foundation. Which, just leaves one more question. What are the next cracks that we'll need to find and fix before they even appear?